WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A recent shooting in Starkville is prompting an organization to spring into action. The Oktibbeha County chapter of the NAACP is hosting a community meeting tonight to discuss ways to stop the violence. Our Quentin Smith is there and joins us live with more. Quentin.
Joey, the purpose of this meeting is simple. The organization says they're looking to cut down on what they call senseless violence. Now, this meeting comes on the heels of a shooting that happened just a few days ago in Starkville at McKee Park. Get this, in the past 3 months, there have been a total of 4 shootings that's happened here in Starkville. This is an alarming number that the local chapter of NAACP is trying to cut down on by coming up with activities and programs for the youth. All of those things are being discussed right now as we speak in a meeting that's just getting underway. I'm going to head on inside it for that meeting, but we'll have much more coming up tonight on WCBI News at 9 and 10. But for now, reporting live in Starkville, Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
Thanks a lot, Quentin. 2 months ago today, an EF2 tornado changed the landscape of Hamilton. This week, cleanup crews are removing the debris. Our Riley Livingston takes a look at how the process is going. She joins us now live from Hamilton. Riley.
Joey, this road used to be lined with homes. Now it's lined with piles of what used to be homes. People here are moving forward with their cleanup efforts, and now they have some extra help.
Trees, bricks, and home materials form piles up and down the road in Hamilton. Now crews are out working to remove it.
We are doing the veg, which is anything tree related, and we're also doing C&D, which is construction debris. So anything that has anything to do with how the house is built, like lumber, bricks, flooring, anything like that, that's also being removed too.
15,000 yards of rubble has been picked up since Monday, and while there is still more to do, project manager Hunter Austin says it's going better than expected.
Actually, I didn't expect to have this much done by this point, which is a good thing. It means we're moving along quicker than we expected, so it's always a good thing for residents.
While some piles are already shrinking, crews still need some help.
The biggest thing that homeowners can do to help us is get all their debris out to the right-of-way, which is 15 feet from the side of the road. As close as they can get it, the better off they are.
The trucks has got to sit on the road. They can't get on private property. You know, we got to get this stuff to the road.
Monroe County Supervisor Chip Chisholm says he is happy to see things moving forward.
I'm ready for this stuff to be gone just like the paper law.
Now families can focus on putting their homes back together.
They can come in and start, what you say, rebuilding their lives, and I wish them all the luck in the world.
Austin tells us there is about 150,000 yards of debris, and she expects the project to take about 2 months. Reporting live in Hamilton, Riley Livingston, WCBI News.
All right, thanks a lot, Riley, for that update. Thankfully, no severe weather today. Time to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our forecast.
Yeah, Joey, the exact opposite. Hard to believe that it was just a few months ago we had all that destruction, and then today, look at this. With our Alpha Insurance Camera Network, we have widespread sunshine, friendly clouds, summer-type weather around here, and very comfortable temperatures, too. Upper 70s now to low 80s, and no humidity to speak of. So as you venture on out for your Thursday evening, we're looking great. We have the concerts there at the Riverwalk in Columbus this evening and many other things happening out there, so enjoy it, maybe the barbecue. Low 60s by 11 o'clock. We'll dip back down into the 50s tonight. For your Friday, mostly sunny, continued low humidity, a little bit warmer than today, mid-80s. The humidity, the soupy stuff, the showers and storms, that's all in the forecast for the weekend and beyond. We'll talk about it coming up.
School is out and many larger towns have activities to keep kids busy this summer, but there are also some fun camps happening in rural areas. Our Stephanie Poole joins us live in the studio with that story. Stephanie?
Yes, just because you live in a rural area doesn't mean fun is non-existent. In Crawford, kids are finding food and fun with a little bit of learning stuck in there to keep them engaged this summer. For the past 12 years, Crawford Mayor Dean Parson has been making sure children there have something to do during the summer.
Some of the parents have to go to work, and this is a place they can drop their children off for a safe place.
Over 60 kids come every day. Parson and her staff tutor the students in classroom subjects.
This is a place that they can come and learn how to read.
Every child must read 5 books during the summer. Parson says it's her duty to keep them engaged when school is closed for the summer.
For you, the mountains are here, the rivers are here, the stars are his handiwork.
The kids are really excited because they're learning.
But there's more than books. Trips to the museum, zoo, and water park add to the fun.
Some kids don't have the chance to go, but it's free to go.
While the Crawford program feeds the minds, Mennonite Services provides food for the bodies at Plum Grove, the Artesia Community Center, and Crawford City Hall twice a day.
It's very expensive to feed kids in the summertime. Good thing for the summer for everybody, for the parents, especially their pockets.
The mayor says they need a head count to know how many meals to make per day. Call Crawford City Hall before dropping your children off. Breakfast is served from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and lunch is served from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
A camp designed to get young girls interested in the tech field sets up shop in Columbus. Bulldog Bites is in session at Fairview Elementary School this week. The camp is sponsored by Mississippi State's Extension Center for Continuing Education. It travels the state during the summer. Campers get hands-on experience with computers and coding. They even learn how to control a game with a tablet.
So this is called the Bulldog Bites Camp, and the objective is to teach these young girls some basics about how to work with computers and a little bit of programming.
The camp is open to girls in 2nd through 5th grades. When we come back, a group of restaurant employees is trading food service for community service while their business rebuilds.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. A fire heavily damaged Zachary's, forcing it to shut down back in April. Thanks to community fundraisers, employees are still able to pay their bills. And although they're not working at the Columbus restaurant, they're still working. Our Jory Talley joins us live in the studio to explain.
While work is underway on a bigger and better Zachary's, employees are earning their paychecks by giving back to the community that's given so much to them since the fire temporarily took away their day jobs.
Zachary's has been Doug Pelham's life for 2 decades. An early morning fire back in April took that away from him, but he's getting close to getting it back.
We're going to have a brand new restaurant now, and on the inside we've got exposed brick that we did not know was there. It was covered up by plaster, and once we got to pulling it off after the fire happened, we realized we had some beautiful exposed brick now. Of course, the bar is going to be a little bit bigger, the patio is going to be a little bit bigger, and everything's going to be nicer.
When you've owned a business for 19 years, the employees become family. And making sure that work family is taken care of while the doors are closed has been Pelham's goal. Fortunately, he has a lot of help.
The community has been so good to us in giving back with the fundraiser that we've had here, the fundraiser down at Huck's, the GoFundMe account. We said, look, let's just get out and get these guys and doing something while we were closed. And I came up with the idea. I said, look, let's get them out to volunteer events. I went to my staff and I said, go find volunteer events out there that need help.
Pelham says employees are still putting in the same hours, and even though they're not serving and cooking food, he still wanted them to earn their paychecks.
We got all our employees. We've kept them on staff. We're paying them right now with the help of the fundraiser and the help of some insurance we've got. We're going to, we've got them out at the Humane Society, Habitat. We've got them at Salvation Army, the Genesis Dream Center today. We've got employees everywhere. Every day, employees are somewhere working, getting their hours.
I could still go and do the things that I enjoy doing. I can still, find different ways to pay rent.
We first met Katie Newman the day after the fire. At that time, she didn't know how she was going to make it, but now she says everything is coming full circle. She says the giving community is why the community Zachary's is known for helping.
Even on a bigger scale, it's different when we're not at Zachary's. We had all the fundraisers where we gave back at Zachary's, and now we're actually going out and doing things. You know, we went to one place all the time, and now I've probably been to 9-10 different locations.
Pelham says he's looking around the 1st of August to open back up.
An annual fundraiser to help provide housing for disabled veterans gets a head start. 7 days for the troops held a sponsor party benefiting Purple Heart Homes and Gold Star families. Scott Burns, who started 7 days for the troops, will spend a week camped inside the mall at Barnes Crossing to raise money for the organizations.
The funnest part is to come out to the food court June the 30th through July 6th, because we'll be raffling off items and having just lots of fun.
7 days for the troops has raised nearly $170,000 for disabled veterans.
Things are looking pretty good in Omaha this weekend, at least sunny afternoon for the MSU game. Low 80s, low humidity, partly cloudy. Things are looking great. We'll talk about your forecast for our weekend here after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Barbecue's looking good. Hopefully your barbecue is looking like that right now. Perfect weather to be outdoors this evening. Grilling tomorrow at the pool. You may want to fire up the grill. Also lather up with the sunscreen. It's going to be pretty warm out there. 85 degrees in the afternoon. The sun very powerful this time of year. Now tonight, we're actually looking at clear and cool conditions. The old record in Columbus and Starkville, Tupelo, 52 degrees. The forecast 53. Some of you may get close to that 52 tonight. Mid to low 50s across the board. The air is very dry. The wind is relaxing. So it's going to be a chilly night tonight for summer, but nice for tomorrow. Pretty nice Saturday, but the humidity starts to go on up, and that will fire some showers and storms most likely starting Sunday into next week. So enjoy this. A live view in downtown Louisville right now with our Alpha Insurance Camera Network looking back to the west there in downtown. Let's just take a little tour of things here across the area this afternoon now into the early evening hours. Friendly cumulus clouds there in West Alabama at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon. You can see how flat those cumulus clouds are, and that just tells us that the moisture's lacking and the unstable air is lacking. The clouds will develop and then go horizontal instead of vertical. So no problems here. Downtown Columbus too. Sounds of summer at the Riverwalk there about 7 o'clock. So get out there and make the most of your Thursday evening. 81 in Columbus, 80 in Tupelo, 85 in Meridian, widespread upper 70s and low to mid 80s out there right now. Low humidity too across the board. Extremely dry for this time of year. We bubbled up a few of those fair weather clouds. Now, notice how there's a few more clouds right along the immediate Gulf Coast right now. So that's where the deep tropical moisture is. And as we get into tomorrow, it's going to try to get a little bit closer to us, but generally just off to our south. Now, as we get into the weekend and beyond, we will have this wide open flow off the Gulf of Mexico, and that means daily showers and storms will be possible starting Sunday into a good chunk of next week. Tomorrow, 50s in the morning early, and then we're back into the 70s and 80s for highs here. So things are looking pretty good across the board. Low to mid 80s for our Friday. Winds from the southeast at about 5 to 10. No chance of rain tomorrow. Enjoy it. It is looking great. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. About 90 or 91 Saturday. Humidity comes on up, but the rain chances hold off until Sunday. Pop-up showers and storms most likely during the heating of the day. Upper 80s next week. 30 to 40 to 50% coverage.
Tom, Chris, Courtney, on the road to Omaha. We'll have much more from our very long day so far coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Welcome into the beautiful campus of Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar, Missouri. I think I got that right.
You absolutely did.
I did. Fantastic. Tom Ebel, Chris Bolton, Courtney, Rob, the entire sports crew on the road to Omaha following the Diamond Dogs on their quest for a national championship. The Bulldogs are in Omaha. We're on our way. If you were tuning in at 5, I have this GoPro on. It's for something special coming up for tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. We'll have much more coming up on the special for tomorrow, a little bit at 10. We'll tease it a little bit for you, but I promise I don't look like a vacation dad for no reason.
But you do look like a vacation dad,
Yep.
so
But just
it's 'cause
documenting.
we're going
That's right.
sightseeing. We're going to see the Bulldogs in action, and you got to capture all of it.
Absolutely. And so I was here last year. You guys are making your first trip to Omaha. It's a little bit of more of the same for Mississippi State taking on Auburn. Chris, you were actually at the series. You have seen the game. The series back in March where Mississippi State took 2 out of 3 out of Auburn. Chris, you were there for game 2. Elijah McNamee said that it felt like there was a pitching machine on the mound.
Yeah, because everybody was getting hits and scoring runs. I mean,
Right.
State had a big-time game, scored a bunch of runs, and had about 5-6 in the first. So, I mean, it was a big-time game for State, and we'll see if they'll be able to do the same here in game.
And a big reason we were talking about a little bit earlier about JT getting on the mound, gave up 2 earned runs. He was 6-0 at that point in the season.
6 wins, yeah.
And so he looked impressive as always, winning SEC Freshman of the Year, taking more national honors. Going off JT, Chris Lamona saying earlier this week that JT is healthy. He's recovered from that arm injury. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Obviously it's almost like the wealth of Mississippi State having Ethan Small going on Sunday against Auburn, and then they have the decision to go with JT Ginn and Peyton Plumlee, who have pitched fantastic. Yeah, they've been playing fantastic over the past week.
So, I mean, and things have just been going so well for State when we look at how the last few weeks have been. So, again, kind of being able to be ready to get in for this Auburn game is kind of just going with that script that I think we've been watching Mississippi State follow since they had that first regional in Starkville to last weekend Super Regional, and that final game that we all watched that was absolutely incredible. And now to have him ready to go on the mound, what could be better for State?
Absolutely. Mississippi State and Florida State, the only 5-0 teams heading to Omaha here in the postseason. But we'll have much more coming up at 10 on our road to Omaha. But for now, Tom Ebel, Chris Bolton, Courtney Robb reporting here. We'll be back after the break.
Great weather today, Joey. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, still low humidity, and then we get into the weekend. Dry Saturday. You'll notice the muggies coming on back. By Sunday and beyond, better chances for rain and storms.
And that's just summertime pattern there.
No changes there.
All right, there you go. Thanks so much for joining us.